يا بنتي زعل دائما موجود. ليكنا نحن هون مع بعضنا عم نتعشى، صحتنا علينا.
The film is called Refugee. It's a story of a Syrian doctor and her daughter who are trying to escape from their war-ravaged country. It's really a story that's very common, but not very well told in a lot of mediums. So Yasmine Al Massri is joining us. She's the actress. She plays the doctor in this short film. Welcome, Yasmine.
Hi.
Wow, that's a powerful trailer, I've got to tell you. Wow.
Yes, it's very it's heartbreaking, and at the same time as breaking your heart, it also fills it with empathy and information about someone who comes from this other part of the world that until now you've been having a very cliche relationship with that comes through the news and politics, you know. This other bubble that we live in on the other side of it. And when
we are, right?
Yes, absolutely. When you watch Amira, when you watch Refugee, you just connect with this human being. Because we all understand what it means to be a mother, what it means to have someone that you care for and that you love and that you would do anything to save their lives and make sure they're not in danger.
And in that scene where he says, well, at least we're all together, we have the blessing of being together, and then it all falls apart, you understand that the terror that must go through a person's life, and it doesn't matter where you're from in the world, and we're starting to experience some of that terror here in our home in the United States, that people need to empathize with the kind of struggle that are around us in other parts of the world.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. And unfortunately, we all have seen what missing toilet paper did to people in this country. So losing your daughter or your family or having a dinner with the people who are so important in your life, again, where we are now, we don't imagine these things. And I definitely agree with you. Refugee is a very good reminder of what's important and the value of love.
Yeah, exactly. It's the value of love. And I would think that that's why this film is so important to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. This film has been, is a finalist in the, let's see, it's called the French Riviera Film Festival.
Yes.
Tell me about why that is a good turning point for this short.
I love these people. I haven't met them all yet. And what was amazing about calling it the French Riviera, organizing a festival that dedicates itself to short films in all of their genres and, you know, everything that could be experimented when you're making your first work. It happens around the same time as the Cannes Film Festival. So while the city is busy and overcrowded with professionals from all around the world in this industry, they could be looking for the new amazing thing to watch, and that could be the French Riviera. I see a lot of potential in this festival, especially that in Cannes, they are very strict with short films. Yeah. I feel that dedicating a festival only for this medium can be an amazing thing to do. The fact that we are celebrating the festival in Beverly Hills this year, you know, in such a legacy hotel, you know, again, in a city where we only get to watch the Oscars, and the Oscars are now just waking up to the fact that they need to be more diverse and more inclusive. I see in the French Riviera a lot of potential in being, again, this hub for international talent and experiences, audiovisual experiences from all around the world. I really hope in the future, when the pandemic is over, they are going to keep this Beverly Hills Cannes, you know, version. I feel that it could benefit here, Hollywood and Europe, and I'm very proud to be in this edition of the festival. Well, I mean, I'm a fan.
It is a fantastic thing, and it does give, I think, the products that come out of this festival give Hollywood texture, give the industry texture and feeling and authenticity, things that it desperately needs, because they're kind of in a repeat cycle of movies that really don't mean anything and don't really move the needle at all. But you're no stranger. I mean, I've seen you on Quantico, and so you're very familiar to all of the ABC viewers who watch that that series, and you play a very, very tough and determined a character in that. So that is a leap forward as well in television.
we were so lucky. Josh Safran really had that vision and these values. He's an amazing showrunner. And I think without his vision, we wouldn't have been able to do anything. And then, of course, Priyanka's name and star power made ABC feel that they're going to be safe, stepping into this international unknown way of doing things. And then everything came together. The actors were amazing. The scripts were amazing. Diversity was justified. It made sense. It's what America is made of. And it only made sense to make a show that represents what America is really about.
And, as I think about the movie Refugee and the short film that it is, this is a life experience that you have lived through. You are, in fact, a refugee. Can you give me a quick idea of how that came about in your life and how it led to where you are today?
So I was born in Lebanon. My father is a Palestinian refugee. My grandfather fled from Jaffa in 1948. So I did grow up when I was born, the civil war in Lebanon was just starting. So I grew up in the script of being a refugee in a civil war. And one day I'll write a book about it.
Yes,
but
you should.
I can tell you today that it made me grow up in an environment where you are constantly reminded of what's important. You cannot look somewhere else because that would be a luxury. Because if you're looking in the wrong direction, that could be your life that you're gonna lose. So growing up in such a lifestyle where you have to survive, and you can only survive through the people around you, your community, trusting, taking care of your body, making sure that you're going to eat, sleep, and make sure that those around you are safe. These are very essential, primitive instinct things that people do. And sometimes, like you said, we take them for granted. It just happened that I grew up in a way that does not allow me to take any of that for granted. Every second was one more second where I get to live. Every ice cream, every, laugh, every smile, every feeling of recognition and safety, every shelter, we were able to find was big. So today I am like this big child who wants to eat all the ice cream in the world and have so many stories to tell. I am very talkative because stories allowed me to survive. And that's why I am a storyteller.
Well, you are a delight. You're a bright and shining leader in this new authentic world, and so great to have your voice included in the film industry. And I wish you much success. The film is called Refugee. It's a short film. It's at the French Riviera Film Festival, and we wish you the very best of luck there as a finalist. But listen, Yasmine, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
The pleasure is mine. See you soon. You're my neighbor.